Okay, today we're going to be going over how to switch a PBM actuator from fail close to fail open. First and foremost, remove the actuator from the valve. Make sure if you have any switches or positioners or anything like that, go ahead and remove those as well. And make sure your air inlet and outlet holes are open. So we're going to start off by removing the bolts on the end caps. Be very cautious because they are spring loaded if it's a spring return. Make sure you do so evenly. Alright, once you get the end cap off, make sure you pay special attention because you have a gasket here. Sometimes the O-ring sticks to the body of the actuator. It goes right there on the end cap, just like that. Now you can set that aside and do the other side the same way. Again, make sure your gasket and your O-ring, you don't lose that. You can go ahead and set that to the side. Now, once you get the caps and springs removed, the next step you want to do is go ahead and loosen these nuts here on the bolts. You'll have to use a wrench. Once you crack them loose and start taking them out, you can see down in here. You don't want to take the screws the whole way out just so they're flush with this inner edge here, because when we go to turn it, the disc inside, that hits the bolts for your travel adjustment. Once your screws are flush with this inside surface, you can go ahead and take a crescent wrench and turn it counterclockwise. You'll feel the racks start to move. Turn it till the racks come the whole way out and the shaft stops moving. Once the racks come out, Pay special attention to which direction the racks go in. I usually just set them up on end like this so you know how they came out. Once they come out, you can go ahead and take the shaft and spin it clockwise till it stops. Once it stops, you can take your racks. They came out like this, so they will get reversed from how they came out. Go back in. Once they're in, push evenly on both sides. So it's flush on this side and flush on this side. You can go ahead and take your shaft. Spin it counterclockwise until it stops. Once your racks are in like so, you can go ahead and put your matching caps to the side. Drop your springs down on. Make sure that gasket's in there. Make sure to add a little bit of lubricant to the bolts. We usually use just a little bit of anti-seize. Once you get your bolts started, keep tension on the spring like that. You can go ahead and tighten the cap up evenly, and it doesn't matter which side you start on for end caps. Just make sure when you're tightening it up, you keep an eye on your gasket and that O-ring, they don't fall out. Repeat the process on the other side. Go ahead and tighten this end cap up evenly. Keep an eye on the O-ring and the gasket to make sure they don't fall out. Now once you have your end caps tight, go ahead and run the set screws back in. This one will now control the fail position stop. As you can see, our shaft is off. So we will run the bolt in. That looks pretty good, making sure your shaft looks parallel to the body of the actuator. This will make for ease of reinstalling the actuator back onto the stem and getting the bolts up through the bracket into the actuator. Now, once you change this to fail open, please make sure that you turn the ball valve from closed to open so it matches the actuator. Once you get it to this point, you can go ahead and remount your actuator, put your bolts up in, tighten them up. Air to close, and then set your stop screw here for the closed position. Once you've done that, it is ready to go.